Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and this amazing video. I'm Aditya. This video is gonna be a quick one where we will see how to create a dependent selector in React. So for instance, suppose this is my initial selector where I have a list of names, and whichever name I select, I should see the games played by that person in this dependent selector. So for instance, if I select Aditya, I see games played by me. If I select my nickname, then I see games played by my nickname, which is me again. And a dummy person, then the game's played by the dummy person, something like that. So let's see the code behind it. Well, it's very simple logic. So I have two components over here. So first I have the name selectors where I have names, and what this thing is going to do is it's just going to take a prop. So whenever this selector changes, it will pass the name. So this pass name is a function that's coming from the parent. So this will pass the name that is being selected. Then it goes to dependent selector. There we have a data. You can consider this like our database, like a mini database where we have the name and the game played by that person. So here in this case, you will see that this name value is equivalent to this name and something like that. So I purposely kept it lowercase. So if it's like mixed case, then you just need to, when you filter it, you just need to make it lowercase. So that's just one thing you need to consider. So here we have a database, and then what we are going to do is whenever someone selects a name from here, that name goes as a prop over here to the dependent selector. And how does it go? So in the app.js, we have a name selected use state, which is being attached, or rather a set name selected function is being attached to the pass name. And once the name is selected, so once if I go to name selector, this pass name will bring in the value. That value will go to our set name selected. Set name selected will put it in the name selected, and the name selected will take it to the dependent selector with the name prop. Okay, so to give a brief graph of it. So first it starts from name selector component. Name selector component will select a value, so that will say the pass name function. The pass name function will call the set name selected with the value whatever it is selected. That will go to the name selected. Name selected will take it to the name prop in dependent selector. Okay, and once this chain is complete, once the name goes in the dependent selector, then in the dependent selector we have a use effect. So what use effect does it? It's a function which runs when there is a change in a related value. So it's same like computed properties in Vue, or it's like a mounted hook as well. Sometimes it's called as a mounted hook of React, but you can also use it to mimic the computed property function of Vue if you're aware of that. So what we are doing here is whenever the name changes, we are rendering a list. So we are first filtering the data. So this is a function which is being called. Now this will return the data.filter. So once we filter the data where the item name, so name over here, so each item in this list, whichever name matches with the prop name. Okay, then suppose if I pass name as Aditya, then my array would be containing only these two items, which is because I have passed the name, and then the filter will bring this two items. Now then whatever array we have got, we are just using the map function on that array, and then we are just mapping it into an element of option, which is like a option in the selector. So we are having the value of item.game key because it's an array. So we just need to pass a key for an element which is being rendered as a list in React, and the value between the option, which is again this item.game. So for these two collections, we will get the game. Now this will be stored in the list, and then we are just using set list items. Our list items is nothing but the list of these options. Okay, if I don't do this use state type, if I don't do this set list items, or if I don't use use state, then it won't be rendered. It will just store in the list, but it won't render on the DOM. So we need to use it as a use state, and we are just passing a dependency here. So we are saying that when the name changes, run this use effect function, and then simply we are rendering it in our selector, which is our dependent selector. So pretty simple example. So if I go back again over here, select a name, as it's blank, it will be blank again. If I go to Aditya, two games that I have played a lot, but just an example. some games over here for this person and some game for this person. So this is how you can create a dependent selector. Let me know what logic do you use. I'm very curious also to know from your side. So that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you feel this video is worth sharing, please do share this with your network. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel as well. So see you in the next video. Till the next time, goodbye.